This is an RPG a Day response from the Casting Shadows blog. It's August 6th, day 6 of RPG a Day, and for me at least, the hardest question so far. Some of the tough questions from earlier days had me scrambling to figure out which story I would pick, or how to tell it, but this one I just don't have enough experience with. I know what's happening out there, and I'm in a small way connected to some acts like these, but I don't know if they qualify as the most amazing. So briefly, I considered dipping into the pool of alternate questions you can find on RPGaDay.org. But I think I'll save that question for later in the month. I'm hoping to get all the way through the month with an answer for every original question, but I think that's unlikely for any single gamer to be able to do. But we'll see. Maybe some of you will prove me wrong. Today's question is, what's the most amazing thing you know an RPG group has done for their community? Might be your group, might be a friend's group, might be a large organization or something along those lines. And so after thinking about it, that word amazing was important to me in trying to answer this question. So that pretty much excluded any acts of community service or spirit that I'm involved with personally. They're all just on a very small scale, and I find most of them cross a lot of lines. I mean, we're brought together as the punk community, not like an overt or explicit or named group of role-playing gamers. There's gamers in the group, but the group was brought together for another purpose. So that meant I had to look around, look at the world and see what's happening. What are groups of gamers doing for their communities? And there's a lot of stuff. But how do you, without some kind of personal connection to it, how do you judge its level of amazingness? So I keep coming back to the idea in my mind of the Child's Play charity. And again, this is not exactly a group of role-playing gamers doing something, but it's not that either. And it's the sort of charity that attracts groups of gamers. There's lots of people out there who are getting together with their group of role players and in some way performing some kind of gaming activity and using that to generate funds to disseminate through Child's Play. And that catches my attention as being maybe consideration worthy for this question. I mean, BrigadeCon itself is like that. Another example of gamers being brought together for charitable purposes is the Bundle of Holding. Now, of course, this is a marketplace, a place where gamers can get their hands on large bundles of themed games, or games which have gone out of print, or new games, or whatever. But every purchase sends a certain percentage of the revenue it raises to named charities by the publishers who are putting their works up. And when the Bundle of Holding first started, there was a slider. How much do you, the donator, want to give to the charity? How much to support the Bundle of Holding, and how much to the publisher? That functionality has since gone by the wayside, but every time you participate in a Bundle of Holding, you are donating to these named charities, and more bundles are running all the time. More and more money is being raised for these charities, which are very expressly near and dear to the hearts of gamers. This is very much an activity geared directly at gamers, by gamers, for the betterment, not of other gamers per se, but the community at large. That I find quite compelling, interesting. The scale of both of these is far beyond one's local community, one's neighbors, one's neighborhood or town. It's global. Maybe that's who we are as a community. Maybe our habit of adopting roles beyond just who we are. Maybe our habit of inhabiting strange new worlds and cultures and fantasy lands and realms of horror, realms of possibility. Maybe that is helping us step away from the idea of community as defined by geography, but community as defined by humanity. I'd like to think that. Of course, there's a very real possibility that groups of gamers feed or clothe groups of homeless, help people recover from tragic fires or unexpected surgeries, fix cars, or protect children who are afraid, and do so behind masks or behind false names, or at the very least anonymously. Who can say? This non-answer is my answer today for question 6. I'm really looking forward to hearing some great stories about gamers going out into their local community, or gamers acting in these broad-minded global scales. And this is inspiring me to get more involved in more works of charity myself. So tomorrow is day 7, the end of the first week of RPGaDay questions for 2016. If you are starting to fall behind on keeping up with the postings of others, there's too many hashtags RPGaDay out there for you to keep track of. There's some help for you. On the RPG Brigade channel, there will be a weekly recap. The first one is coming soon. And of course, at brigadecon.org, there is a gallery. You can go there, you can submit your own responses, and you can check out the responses of others in a one-stop shop kind of format. It won't be everything that's out there, but it's a start. So, tomorrow, day 7, new question, new opportunities for sharing and sharing. Not participating in Autocratic's awesome RPGaDay? Well, get involved. Comment, answer a question, hashtag RPGaDay. That's all you have to do. This year sponsored by the RPG Brigade.